Start just sort of gradually thinking, well, where could he possibly be? Because Andrew was never not here. The anxiety can be absolutely mind-bendingly awful. To the extent where you simply can't function, you just cannot think straight. How can you be that normal one night and then 16 years later I'm still thinking, is he alive? Nothing about that day connects up with the lad we knew. My name is Kevin Gosden. I'm the father of Andrew Gosden, who went missing when he was 14 in 2007. And 16 years later, we're still searching for him. He was ridiculously intellectual, and he was a very deep thinker as well. We used to have some really quite deep, profound conversations, and funny. And he was just really lovely to be around.
When the Gosden family sat down for dinner on the 14th of September 2007, the life was completely turned upside down.
So he doesn't appear, we just think, well, he hasn't heard us, so obviously you start, and trekking around the house, and then you're like, well, he's not in his room, and he's not in his... okay, well, perhaps he's at his mate's a few doors up, and you start just sort of gradually thinking, well, where could he possibly be? Because Andrew was never not here. And in the course of that process, ringing his friends and so on, we discovered that he'd never been in school that day, just hadn't even turned up. And that's when alarm bells really rang, because that was a complete first for Andrew.
Andrew waited on a bench here in the park until his parents had left for work and his sister had left for school. Andrew then headed back home and changed into a pair of black skinny jeans, a slipknot t-shirt, and grabbed his PlayStation, his keys and his wallet and headed for Doncaster train station. Andrew was caught on CCTV heading towards Doncaster train station. He took all of his money out of his bank account and bought a one-way ticket to London King's Cross. This CCTV footage of Andrew leaving King's Cross is his last confirmed sighting.
We've spent 16 years, which is longer than we had him with us, obviously, trying to think of every and any possible place to search or way to search that we haven't come up with. And we've never had any confirmable sighting or information at all that has given us the slightest idea what may have happened to him.
There's been so much speculation around what actually happened to Andrew. People all have their own ideas, but what do his parents believe happened to their son?
She finds that she tends to think, because we cannot imagine him never getting in touch with us after all this time, that he may have taken his own life. I tend to think, well, if there were no signs that he was struggling with mental health before he went missing, so I tend to think more, well, perhaps he just went off to do something that he fancied and then, ended up in a situation that was completely out of his control. I think he could have been murdered or anything. Thinking and talking about all that stuff, it can't get you anywhere because there is no more information, and we've tried to think of it all over and over and over again. Nothing about that day connects up with that we knew.
I'm Martha McBriar and I'm the Helplines Manager for the charity Missing People. What I would say to someone who is thinking of going missing is the same as I would say to someone who is thinking of coming home. Call us, talk to us, we're here for so many aspects, for every aspect of missing.